What I did, man.
Welcome back to Advocacy, Alchemy with us. Today we have a good one, guys. This is out of Leesburg, Florida, where what started as a traffic stop turned into a full-on street tussle, a drug seizure, and felony arrest. The suspect, Cornelius Darnell Salters, is currently facing multiple charges and has an upcoming plea hearing on July 25th this month. Let's walk through the facts, the body cam footage, and the law, and break down from both a legal and intuitive perspective. With that, let's jump in.
Hey, Officer, you opened your door while you're driving.
Huh?
You opened the door while you were driving. What are you reaching for? What are you doing? Put your hands on the steering wheel. Put your hands on the steering wheel. What are you doing? Put your hands on the steering wheel. Keep it there. Tax 25, give us traffic, we're fighting. Tax 25, we're fighting, give us traffic.
What I did, man.
Quit hitting us.
I ain't hitting you.
My door. Stop! Stop!
Hey! Stop!
Get back, my dog's gonna bite you.
Hey! Stop! Hey!
What you wanna do, bro?
Stop!
What you wanna do, bro?
Stop!
Quit. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Quit.
Stop! Y'all got me. No. Hey!
Bro, back the hell up. Alright, flip him. I need him on the stomach. Quit reaching.
Hey, bro.
No, I need him on the stomach. Flip his legs. I'm rolling him on the stomach. Hand behind your back now. Hand behind your back. Do it now.
My hands in behind my back. Stop doing it. What's I
Quit
doing?
pulling.
Your hand loose. It's gonna reach, reach in the pants or something. Let go.
Good. Back up.
Okay, I got it. I can't breathe.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I can't breathe.
Yes, you can.
I promise. I promise. I promise. I can't breathe.
Kilo 2 Leesburg. 1 mils 10:15.
I ain't got a fuck thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't got nothing.
Oh, you're going to jail, so we all find it, bro. All
I don't care
done.
about what you say, I ain't got nothing.
All done, bud.
Hey, bro. Hey. Hey, call Kareem and tell him to come to... Call Hasten Jack, brother Kareem. Call my brother. Hey, call my brother to Bond. Get out my face.
Somebody's going to jail.
I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, we got it. Go ahead, put him up. Alpha 5, we have him 10-15, got a small crowd building up. He was shoving 31 down his pants while he was fighting us. Bro, he's lucky I couldn't get to the door popper. Here. Sit. Here, check.
Turn around. Turn around. Yeah, because he wasn't fighting me and all that, right? We weren't fighting on the ground.
I got you. Dylan. Tech 2, we're good on scene. I need you just up near Harlem area. Just make sure we don't have much more walking up on us. Dylan. Backseat bag. Let's go.
I know, I'm saying I don't see anything on the ground.
I want a thorough check of him because he had it shoved up in. He was shoving it right in front of us and then tried running.
And y'all aren't hurt or anything. Who all was in it?
No, just me. I just really, it was mostly just maintaining control. I was trying to wait until somebody else got here. I was trying to hit my door popper, but I don't think it reached. And
Step back out, I'm gonna start you all over again. Turn away, face over here from y'all.
Hey, Dre!
No, we're not talking.
Call police. My bald man, my brother.
Stop talking, Jesus.
Call police, my brother, the bald man. Call him now. You got his number?
Stop shouting at people.
You already run your driver?
He's driving.
I know. You already run him?
No, not yet. We haven't got anything on him. What's your name, boss man?
Cornelius Salters.
What?
Cornelius Salters.
Cornelius Salters. Have a seat.
Huh?
Sit down. Sit down.
sir, you said you're the owner of the car.
That's my brother's car.
Your brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Your brother needs to be here, or it's getting towed.
What you mean?
You speak English, right? The car gets towed, or your brother who owns the car comes.
Why?
Because it's not. If it's not your car, I can't give it to you. Man, that's one of those things.
My mama she's the overseer and everything.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So y'all finna have a car towed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That tends to be what happens when you get arrested. Oh yeah, he was running around with the open door.
Come on, man.
You get the trunk?
Looking back at it, no, he probably opened that door to dump out.
How? Where at?
Right over here, right now. John Street.
Well, it's probably gone now. It's probably gone now, man. So the PC he was driving around. He started opening his door when we got behind him. Start thinking back, he was probably dumping some of it on the ground back there. But we got a large portion now.
Okay.
So you've got dope on them?
Yeah, and right where Nick alerted, we found some more in a box.
Okay. And then, do you know where he was opening the door at?
Back here. We're in the curve, right on the L.
I'm sure he was notifying somebody. They probably.
Oh yeah, that's why I said at this time frame, it's gone. Yeah, because we're towing it. The owner's incarcerated, so.
I'll, oh, I thought he said he was the owner.
No, his brother is the owner.
Oh, yeah.
No.
If you will get with him with where they thought he was dumping it out the door. Okay. If you'll check that spot, I'll start on that image.
Yeah, so just let him know. So let me grab you a paper.
Yeah, we'll get that in rolling.
Yeah, we're set.
You got resisting violence?
Without. No, I don't think he got that. I would have popped the door. That's what I was waiting on, is an elbow to the face. I don't think we have that. I think it's resisting without. We can rewatch. I mean, am I cut?
Yeah, we'll scrape on
you got a scrape on you, and he was.
What is that? Just in the top?
Usually his body.
Watch video. I think it might be enough. There might be enough. It's hard for me to say. I was on top of him the whole time, just trying to keep custody of his head and neck.
Got one hand there, trying to get the autograph.
Yeah, he was reaching around. The minute he was going to touch one of our guns, I was trying to get ready to pop my door. The issue is it was on that side, and we were over there. For sure. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll read the statute. We might actually have resisting with. I just don't think we have that Leo.
Call Tony, my brother. Call Boone. Call the Boone.
Okay, so this incident happened in Florida. The key statutes at play here. First, we have resisting an officer without violence. This is found at the Florida Statutes, section 843.02. This statute makes it a first-degree misdemeanor to resist, obstruct, or oppose any law enforcement officer without violence. Now, it does require the officer be performing his official duties at that time, okay? Salters refused lawful commands, he tried to flee, and he physically tensed his body trying to avoid being arrested. All that meets the definition, okay? Now, the punishment for this misdemeanor is 1 year in jail, up to 1 year of probation, and a fine of up to $1,000. Moving on to our next one, we have possession of contraband, cocaine. All right, so the Florida Statute, section 893.13, section 6A, says it's unlawful for any person to be in actual or constructive possession of less than 28 grams of contraband. This is a third-degree felony. It carries up to 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, a fine of up to $5,000. This is our 555. Now here, there was a white powdery substance recovered during the arrest. It tested positive for cocaine. Number 3, possession of methamphetamine. This is found at the statute section 893.13, 6A. Same location as before, except we're talking about a different drug. Therefore, it can come as a second charge at the same statute, but it's for a different substance. All right, unlawful possession of any amount of methamphetamine without a valid prescription falls within this statute. This is a third-degree felony again, 555. 5 years in prison, 5 years probation, up to $5,000 fine. They found that crystalline substance on Salters' person, and it tested positive for meth. All right, possession of drug paraphernalia. This is our 4th charge. This is found at 893.147, section 1. It defines possessing or using any object or equipment intended for use in preparing, packaging, or using a controlled substance. This is a first-degree misdemeanor. Remember, that's a 111 in Florida. That means 1 year in jail, 1 year of probation, a fine of up to $1,000. Inside the vehicle, officers found a digital scale and it had white residue. They also found some clear baggies, all commonly used for packaging narcotics. Paraphernalia is defined and should be defined in all 50 states fairly similarly, okay? So if you're caught with drugs and you also have some sandwich bags, they're going to hit you with the paraphernalia charge. If you have a digital scale, you'll always be hit with the paraphernalia charge. If you have a pipe and then they find a little bit of drugs on you, you'll be hit with the paraphernalia charge. All right, moving up one more, we have possession with the intent to sell. Now, this charge was dismissed, but it's found at 893.13, section 1A1. That deals with cocaine, fentanyl, and oxycodone. All right, now section 1A2 deals with ecstasy, which is clinically known as MDMA. All right, to knowingly possess a controlled substance with the intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver it. Now, usually this charge comes along when a person has a certain amount of certain drugs, or they have a certain plethora, meaning they have several types of drugs on them. All right, this is when you'll have this intent to sell charge usually happen. This is a second-degree felony. All right, so it carries 15 years in prison, up to 15 years of probation, and a fine of $10,000. All right, so these charges were dropped on May 2nd, 2025. So they just got dropped a couple months ago. All right, the present shows the state initially believed the quantity and packaging materials indicated the intent to distribute. All right, now this is probably dropped because they're getting ready to take a plea here at the end of the month, okay? That's probably the reason. Now, if there was no plea going to happen, the state would probably pursue every charge that they believe they could. All right, next let's move into our evidentiary standards. Let's go through our levels of evidence used in criminal law and apply them to this case. First, you have mere suspicion. Now, this is the most basic hunch. It doesn't justify a stop or an arrest. A good example would be an officer seeing Salters, glance back at him nervously. Now, that would possibly be enough for a mere suspicion alone. All right, it's nothing to actually show that anything wrong is happening, but it might be enough to make the officer become alert and aware that something may be wrong. All right, moving up one, we go to reasonable suspicion. Now, this is when the police have specific facts that lead a reasonable officer to suspect criminal activity is occurring. Now, a good example is, now if Cornelius Salters opened his door while the vehicle was moving and he failed to signal, this would justify a stop. Now, at this level, reasonable suspicion, the police can stop and detain a person while they investigate to see if there is really criminal activity happening and if they can make an arrest based on what they find. Moving up one level to probable cause. Now, this is an important one. This is when the government or the police have facts that would lead a reasonable person to believe a crime has been committed and the suspect is involved. At this level, the police can arrest. At this level, police can potentially go and get a warrant from a judge, or if there are certain circumstances in place, like here, they can search without a warrant. And the reason here would be the K9 alerting that allows police to search without a signed warrant by a judge. So a good example here, you have Salter's physical resistance. You have his evasive behavior. He tried to run. You have the visible baggies that were found in the car. All that would give probable cause for an arrest. Moving up one more, we have preponderance of the evidence. Now, I know I said at the beginning, criminal. This one deals mostly with civil cases, and that's when people are fighting for money. This standard means more likely than not that your claim is true. It takes 51% of the evidence in your favor to win this type of claim. This is the standard used for each one of these civil cases that you see being brought out here in the real world. To win, those people need to have 51% of the evidence in their favor. Here, a good example is, it's more likely than not that Salters intended to hide drugs based on his body language and his attempts to flee, all right? Now, if they were going to suspend his driver's license or something of that nature, they may use either this standard or the next one we're going to talk about, okay? So number 5, clear and convincing evidence. This standard means it's highly and substantially more probable to be true than not. To win this type of case, you need to have at least almost 75% of the evidence in your favor. This is used in civil cases. It's also used in certain administrative hearings, and you also see it in certain portions of criminal cases. All right, so this is a sort of a hybrid. Here, the combination of digital scales, baggies, and multiple drug types leans toward intent to distribute. Let me give you a perfect example of where you might see this in this set of cases. Now, if this case did go to a jury, the prosecution would talk about his prior felonies. Now, I have all of his criminal history, his felony criminal history below. You can take a look at it. It's just a list. Salters has been in trouble a whole lot over the past 20 years. Take a look at it for yourself, all right? So if the prosecution wanted to bring certain enhancements on his potential sentence, then you need to meet the clear and convincing evidence bar. All right, so moving up to our highest level. Number 6, beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, this is the level needed for a conviction in every criminal case. This means that there is no other reasonable alternative besides the defendant being guilty for the charges that were brought. Here, if this went to trial, prosecutors must prove Salters knowingly possessed and concealed the drugs beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, they'd be able to use the testimony of the officers, the video footage, and any other evidence that they developed throughout this case to try to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Salters was the person who did these crimes. All right, so next let's move into the jury perspective. Now let's imagine that we're on this jury. You've seen this footage. You saw the police pat the man down, and you saw what they found in his pants, his sagging pants. We saw him try to flee, and we saw him resisting, potentially with force. Now ask yourself, first, do you trust what your eyes told you? That's a big one. Many times we watch footage and we might not have the perfect angle to see certain things. Today, did you have good angles and were you able to see everything that took place? Number two, does your intuition tell you that this was just possession or was it something more? Now, to answer this question, you need to go back and you need to really think about what they found. They found a little bit of drugs in his drawers. They found a box of sandwich bags. They found some drugs inside that box also. That's what was blurred out. Found the digital scale. Bring that all together and let's think. Is this what someone would have if they were just possessing in order to use personally? All right, number three. Was he trying to ditch evidence before the officers got to him? Now, we heard from an officer who said that when I was trying to stop him, he had his door open. And then he pointed out a corner back there, superior officer, and instructed two other officers to go, look, we don't know what happened. Next, did Salters' behavior signal fear, maybe guilt, or was it a little bit of both? Now remember, body cam footage, it isn't just for legal review. It's a window into the real human behavior experienced under pressure. Now, what did you feel when you were watching this video? Did your intuition tell you anything about this situation? Jurors are allowed to weigh the demeanor, the instinct, and common sense, not just the cold facts. All right. One of the first things we always tell juries is you do not have to leave your common sense at the door. And we always encourage juries, please do use your common sense when you sit here and think about everything that happened today. All right. So with that, tell me what your verdict is. Guilty or not guilty, and why? All right, to this all up. Salters was charged with multiple felonies. All right, we got resisting arrest, we have drug possession, all right, we have paraphernalia charge. His initial distribution charges, they were dropped, but he still faces some serious penalties. Now he has a plea hearing that's set just in a couple weeks. And I'll be sure to give you an update of what happens once we've passed that date. All right, from an open car to a fight in the street. This case shows us how quickly a traffic stop goes from average to multiple felony arrests. It also shows how important it is to remain calm, compliant, and aware, especially when you're being watched, recorded, and later on, judged. Don't forget to comment below what your thoughts are. Was this a clean arrest? Should those drop charges be reinstated? And what level of evidence do you think the police reached here? Like, subscribe, and share the video. Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone have a good Sunday. Be safe out there.
Subscribe to Advocacy Alchemy and come back tomorrow at 8:45 a.m.